Listen, let me share something with you. Man, ain't nothing wrong with these women out here. Only thing you gotta do is snap your finger a couple of times. That's all you have to do is snap your finger a couple of times and put them back in order. You see, just like you took them out, just like you took the woman out of order, you can put them back in order. You see. You can put her back in order. Well, how would you put her back in order? How would you even know she's out of order? You see, well, you got to start from the church. Just think in your head how the church was back in the day. You see, just think in your mind, in your head. You see, a lot of people don't believe you have a mind up here in your brain. They think it's just a sponge and it don't do shit. So I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about you motherfuckers. I'm not talking about you, all you scientific motherfuckers who don't have no labs and nothing like that and shit. I'm not talking to you. But listen. Just think about it in your mind. Okay? Think about it in your mind. What it means. You see? What church mean? You see what church mean? Because if you think about it, just take your time and process the information. Go back though. Go back when they first gave you the church in this country. Go back. Just go back. You see, how disciplined were you? How did you used to dress? How did you used to come before whom you were taught gives out illumination, you see, or prosperity, or however you look at it. You see, I'm talking about the church. You see, the foundation of the church starts with Christ, right? Or starts with Jesus, according to what they said, according to what was written. You see, so you have the Christ. You have the Father, you have the mother, and then you have the child, right? Right? So you have the structure. So when the child looks up, the first thing it's going to see is the nourisher. You see, the first thing it's going to see is the nourisher. It's going to, when it thinks of food, it's going to look at its mother. You see, because the man brings the food from the outside. The mother brings the food from the inside, from her biological creation, if that's the proper terminology I can slide in there. You see, so the child looks up at the mother. The mother looks up at the father. The father, he structured his whole body around the sustainer. You see, the sustainer. You can call him Jesus, you can call him Christ, you can call it the sun if you're outside, you can call it whatever you want to. You see, do it sustain, do it have power, do it give you life, do it sustain life. Okay, that thing right there sustain life and it gives us light. You see, so you can match them up, of course. You see, so you have the illuminated one, you have the father, then the mother, and then the child. But when the child looks up, it turns around, looks up. You see, she don't have to look too far for the illuminated one or the sustainer or the nourisher, because the mother has that right there. You see? But what the child don't know in their infancy or their youth is that the mother is getting illumination from the Father. You see? And he's getting his illumination from the world that it lives in. You see? He's the one with the structure. He got to keep his mind, body, and soul clear, you see, or close to the laws coming from the sustainer. So that's a church right there. That whole body is a church. Can you imagine people saying to you or telling you, now I was born in the 60s, mid 60s, so conceived in the 60s, basically. So it was different then. It was different then. The dressing and the mannerisms and all these other type of things, it was different then. The women came to church with skirts below their knees. They were modest. You see, the children, the babies, they all had dresses on. I never saw my my great-grandmother and my grandmother, I'm talking about in my world, in the 60s and 70s, I never saw them wear pants. Never saw them wear pants. You see, now I had some modern photos when it started going into the 80s and things like that. I started seeing them have pants on and stuff, you see. Some of them, you see. But they were used to wearing dresses. Okay? So, and this church, when the infection came, or when the money started pouring in the 70s, you see, early, mid 70s and things, you see, when the government started throwing all type of drugs and things in the black neighborhoods after the revolution and all these other type things, you see, stalling the minds of our communities, you see, infecting the minds with drugs and all this other type of shit, you see. Then you start seeing pimp shit come in. Somebody is being illuminated. They're being illuminated back in the 70s. Or they just got tired. The men got tired. You see, so they start chasing money. They start chasing money, getting that money. Something came in and presented itself as a comforter. You see, that was that shit. You see, that heroin and all these other type of things, it got stronger in the communities. You see, it gets stronger. Now, mind you, cocaine and shit, that shit been out since the 30s, 20s, and, you know, it's been out, you see. But all this other shit, you know, marijuana been out forever. But it didn't strip, marijuana didn't strip us from our integrity or dignity. See, in order to have integrity and dignity, you have to, somebody in your family tree, will have to understand what dignity and integrity is, what morality is, you see? Because if they don't understand that body, I mean, the children won't understand the body. You understand what I'm saying? If they don't understand the body, the children won't understand the body. So the children are going to be devoid of those laws of integrity and dignity and morality. You see? They're gonna look at that body as an interesting body. You see. I mean, it is what it is. You see, until somebody come and give them something different, right? Give them something different. But during that time, Heron was out. You see, Heron was out. Black Panthers and all these other type of shit, they was being crushed. You see, any type of organization that we had was being infiltrated. You see, they was coming on in because they had to break you down in order to sell this product to the people. You see, because they got a plan. They're 10, 20 years ahead of time. They have a motherfucking plan. You see? So what is the plan? They got to infect the church because that's where all these bodies are coming from. All the inspiration is coming from the church. So they got to infect the church. So how they infect the church? You see? You come as you are. You see, you come to church as you are. Wherever you are, however you feel, you just come to the church. You see, because see, you a sinner. See, they use the sinner for justifications to enhance the sin. You see, if that makes any sense, I think it do. You know? Can you imagine using sin to enhance the sin? But at the same time, you're misinterpreting the context that's inside of the Bible. You see, you misinterpreting the script. You changing it around. You making it modern. You revising the whole book. So now, here are the women that's supposed to be following the mind of the Christ. You see, that the man's supposed to hold in the name of Jesus. You see, the man's supposed to hold this body. But if the man's telling you to come as you are, you see, not knowing that no one told these women what's biologically set in the male, what's biologically set in the woman, what makes me attracted to a woman, what makes me attracted to a female. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or, you know, listen to this development though. Listen. The church, you see, is the head of all the things that you see out here that's going on. You see, the church is. You see, they are strategically set in your communities. You see, and right down the street from the church, you got the liquor stores. You got the pimps and players and the prostitutes. You see? So when something happened, they feel a little down or whatever, they can go right next door and get a little uplift to get them rejuvenated again so they can go back out there and do the same thing they did before they came into the church. You see? So, come as you are. You see? So, but first of all, you gotta teach the women. The men gotta teach the women how they gotta teach the women. Well, first of all, you have to get some alpha, feminine men. You see, you got to get these alpha feminine men, you see, to put on the clothing and whatever they think that men are attracted to. They got to dress that way. You see, They got to make the woman comfortable when they talking to them. You see, they got to pimp her out psychologically. They got to do something to our mothers. They got to do something to the nation builders or the nation birthers. They got to destroy them. You see, this is, listen, it's all about that POWs type shit. You see, you inside of that circumference. You see, there's a war out here. You don't know it though. So these men that still have their testosterone, you see, or still have something that most women are attracted to, even though they trying to look like the woman. They don't never look like the prestigious woman or the woman that's, you see, that's probably high class, because they can't fit in that space of femininity. They can't do it. You see, so they have to, it just don't work. It just won't work. You can't imitate a Felicia Rashad or somebody like that. You just can't do it. Men, I'm talking about a man. You can't do it. You can't put on her. You see, nor nobody in her family. You see, they came from real live women, real people. You see, real people. So these men that dress like, trying to dress like the woman and putting on the women garments and all these other type things, they want to be like these beings. You see, these are the ones that's teaching to come as you are. So the babies, you see, that's looking up at the mother, that's getting instructions from a false light. You see, in the name of Christ or in the name of Jesus, it's a false light. And you see, the child is looking up at the mother. You see, something is going on. Something is happening. You see, mother got her breasts all hanging out. You see, the crack of her derriere is showing, and she's hopping around in church, and all the men are looking, but sometimes you don't want to, but it's hard on some men because they're with their wives. You see, and these things are merging into the church. You see, so they don't know what to do, so they got to bow out. But there's always some people in it that's going to take this real living or live modern or moderate couple. Somebody's going to come in, so it's not going to be the male and the woman, and the child is going to be the female and the child, male or female child, or it's going to be a male and a male with their child, male or female. You see, it's going to merge it merged like that. And so now you see more women in church than men. And if you do see men in the church, you see, they're kind of androgynous a little bit. You see, some of them is full blown, whatever you want to say, but they're married. They're women like them to be in that the way they are. They like a lot of those women in that church. They love those feminine men. You see, because they're soft and gentle. You see. What I'm saying to you is, these are the vocals that you hear, you see, they're stripping your dignity away. They're stripping your integrity away. They're stripping your morality away up under the name of Christ. You see, up under the name of Christ. This is what they're doing. This is what they do. You see, So, what is it? So you come as you are, right? That's what it's saying. So you just come as you are. So Christ is going to divide people up. You see, it's going to divide people up. You see, the mother and the father is going to be divided. The children, you see, they're not going to respect their mother. They're not going to respect their father. You see, this division, you see, they're not going to listen to each other. You see, they're going to listen to each other in groups. You see, they gotta get by themselves and develop their own shit. You see, so they can walk around the streets with these things on their body, these little coverings on their body. You see, not giving a fuck not giving a fuck about the man's senses and what he feels and what he sees and all the things that he's attracted to. So you're just gonna walk down the street butt naked like that, trying to desensitize him. See, that's how you desensitize him. Just get, whatever is inside of a man, kill it. Kill it. Whatever is inside of a woman, kill it. Just kill it. You see? So Lucy can come in. You see, so Lucy can come in. You see? It's listen. It's a hell of a body. It's a hell of a body. The only thing you got to do is take what I said and open it up. Because I'm getting a little feelings right now, you know what I'm saying? Jerry Bear shed a lot of tears and shit, I ain't like sensitive and shit. I just don't know why. It's probably some shit. I don't know why I be shedding these tears and shit. I don't, because I don't be feeling shit. I just pause and like, damn, here they come. You see? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But it's a part of my strength, though. I don't know. It's a part of my strength. But I'm just saying to you, just pay attention. Just pay attention. Pay attention. All of these things came out from the church. All this, everything you see in how these women dress, how they act, and all this other type of shit, how the men dress and how they act, all that shit came out the church. It came out the church, you see? It came out the church. The men died off and shit, or hid themselves in the garment of a woman, you see, or in the vessel of a woman. They hid themselves, you see? You see? Or it could be what they call it, the sin of the father. You see, I still don't believe that type shit, but it could be the sin of the fathers. You see, if the spirit don't get your son now, he's going to get him later on. You see, through the birth thing system. You see, it happens like that all the time. It happens like that all the time. You would never know. You would never know. The infection out here in the world will come right into your house. It'll come right into your house. You see, it'll come right into your house. And you will be pushed out. And the person who pushed you out the house it wasn't even that fucked up. It wasn't even bad enough to where they would do that, you see. But the interest that was in you, something was in that person that made them feel a certain way about you. And it stayed like that for a period of time until they got you off their mind. And then they start thinking like, damn. You see, it wasn't even that horrible. It wasn't even that bad. You see. But that's how it is. Only thing I'm trying to say to you is all this stuff came out the church. This is what the church birthed. All this shit out here you seeing, this confusion and shit with the men and women and how they dress it and all that type of shit, you see, not giving a fuck about the senses, something outside of them is trying to recreate what God created. You see, it's all trying to recreate what God created or what the source created or what the ancient source created. not the new source, the ancient source created. You see, the one that's allowed you to breathe and all this other type of shit. You see, that matched everything. The biochemistry just matched everything up. You see what I'm saying? And so this other thing is trying to do it. And matter of fact, what they're doing, they getting people that look like me. You see, that has the pain, that has a purpose, that feel like that this is what they need to do. You see, they use them. So they put out all this literature, esoteric shit, all these other books and Gnostic books. They get all this shit. You see, they get all this shit and paralyze your motherfucking minds and shit. And then here you are start talking about this shit. You see, but you ain't building nothing from this shit because you can't build nothing from that shit. You see, you can't build because what you're doing, you're going against your natural self. Everything is already done and sealed, nigga. You see, who you talking to? You see, who you trying to train? You see, they don't want the blood on their hands. They just give it to you. You see, they give it to you, or they put themselves on camera. You see, and see that the majority of motherfuckers that's listening to them look like you. You see what I'm saying? You see, it's all a game. It's all a game. You see, it's all a game. They playing chess. You see, they playing chess. They don't want no blood on their hands. So they doing you. You are the ones that's going to kill you. And that's what's happening. It's you that's killing you. All these books. Listen to some of these cats when they be talking. They just be breaking you down. They talking about your ancestry. They talking to the enemy, nigga. They talking to these enemy motherfuckers, man. You see, that's who they talking to. Anytime you giving out information about your ancestors way, way back somewhere or from the stars and all this other type of shit, even if they didn't, even if it's phony or whatever, just in case it is real, you just done told the enemy on how they play, what they do, how they feel, the power that they have and shit like that. But it's some shit that the enemy wrote. It's the shit that the enemy wrote. They keep forgetting they in captivity. They in somebody else's house. You see, they in somebody, they keep forgetting that shit. You understand what I'm saying? They keep forgetting that shit. That's why all knowledge and wisdom was sealed inside of you. You just have to be around people that's close to the earth. You see, that's close to the sun. You see, that's close to the moon, the stars, even the sky, even the clouds, regardless of what they do or how they fuck with the clouds and shit. You motherfuckers get on my nerve with this shit. You see, I don't give a fuck what type of poison in the sky. That ether is always going to give you a print of understanding. It's going to give you a print. You see how they you see these two tracks right here? I don't know if you can see it. In the sky, them tracks, they trying to cut something because something is right there. But see, you don't know because you haven't studied the motherfucking clouds. You don't know what they do. Anytime you see them and you see something glorious in the sky, then all of a sudden you see these motherfucking things. They saw it before you saw it, nigga. They trying to get to it before you read the message. You see, you just got to tell them on camera, I already read the message, nigga. You see me out here, don't you?